name her. I don't know where she's from, whatever, but I'm sure she has a lot of friends that she probably may or may not preach this, I don't care while it's full of and stuff. That can sway people away from my brand or my message. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say something to that. And I say this to you, brother, you talk no offline. But Shakespeare said it. He said, "To thine own self be true." In the end, you gotta live with you. And your fans are gonna come and go. We've all seen this before. There's an artist, he comes up, he's hot. And every single one, me too. We'll all be gone from this stage. But we gotta feel like what we brought to the stage and left the stage with, not at any point do we sell out to ourselves. It's really and let me just say this, I really appreciate you. I really do. We have to decide what's most important to us. My first 4 books, I paid for every single one of them. I got a big book deal now. But you know what I said? And same thing with TV. I sat down with the president of CNN and I said to him very clearly, I don't care if I'm on television. I'll be all right. Because I get to wake up every day and look myself in the mirror and know that I love who I see and what I do. We all got to trust me. Because each one of you going to do something different for a living. Each one of you going to do something different for a living. But there's no amount of money that anyone can pay you to be uncomfortable. I worked at a college at one point. I hated every single day. I worked at this elite white college. And I hated it. These rich kids didn't seem to care anything about anything that I was doing for them. I used to work at a homeless shelter and I went to work at this college. I would wake up on those beautiful Saturday mornings where it seemed like the world was perfect. And I thought, damn, I gotta work on that. It was horrible. I'm saying to you, it's easy for us, especially those of us, and this is why I say to you guys who are the consumers. Y'all don't understand, he just opened up something real to y'all. That when you say things, it impacts him. I'm gonna tell you honestly, I try not to pay attention. I really do. I do a number of things to make sure that I don't see it. Because I'll tell you one quick story. This week, I got away from my own self. Somebody somehow got my personal email and said something real slick. And he's just close. You gotta understand. I'm not, you know, I'm a man. And you can't just say anything to me. I'm gonna be real with you. Some of the same places y'all come from, I came from. Some of the places y'all live, I've been. But in the end, I'm still a man, and you can't speak to me in your way. And this person was real slick. So, some things I said, I'm sure they'll make their way out for y'all to see it. It's real easy for us to get caught up in what people think about us. Not just those of us up here, but those of you out there. People can say things about you, and you know why we did that? Because it hurt. Dude hurt my feelings. He really did. And I wanted to make sure his hurt the end. So I'm saying to you, in the end, you gotta respect your art form and recognize that your fans, your people, your family, the ones who really matter, are going to ride or die with you no matter what. You're here tonight, and I'll be honest, I'm introduced to you tonight. You're here tonight because they wanted you here. Not because you got major spins on the air, but because they found you. Because you matter to them. So as long as you're going to build a following that can't nobody take away from you. If Jimmy Iovine sit down, he's going to have to respect you and listen to you because you come with your own.
We'll take a few more questions. Keep in mind we have some, I guess, something very special for each and every one of you at the end of this discussion. But we're going to take a few more questions, and I'm going to try to get to some of those questions from Twitter. But we have a question over here on this side. We have one over here on this side, and we'll take maybe about 2 more from the center and try to keep the, I guess, the panelists try to keep them as brief as possible. But first.
My name is Darrell Robinson. I'm a graduating senior psychology student from Miami, Florida. I'm a black man, and most importantly, I'm a black man that's going to make something out of himself. And I have a comment as a question. Just to address what I was talking about earlier with hip-hop and everything. You know, it's Black History Month. I think a lot of the reasons why we have problems in the black community, we don't own our own stuff. And you know, we gotta look at people, know people like Marcus Garvey, who's about black people having their own businesses, black people having their own organizations. And if we move towards that, then at that point, we'll be able to put out whatever kind of music we want to put out. We don't have to go through nobody but us. And if we continue to let other people create our identity, tell us who we are, and lie to us and tell us who we're really not, we have to be able to define ourselves. We have to be able to say, this is who we really are, and put that out to the people. And like Dr. Perry said, it starts with education. And we have to be able to educate ourselves and tell our young brothers and sisters who we are, who we really are, and not what they want us to be. It starts with us. It's nothing like us, being able to educate each other. It's nothing like this experience at FAMU, where you can be in a classroom with people that look like you. You can be in a classroom being taught by a teacher who actually cares if you learn. A teacher actually cares that you succeed. And if we do that and we get back to the community and we start our own things and we educate each other, then we'll be able to do something. And also, black women, and black men, what we have to really do, black men, we got to treat our women right. Black women, we have to treat the black men right. I'm not going to go too much detail about that. That's a whole other forum. So, my question is, how does a black man like me, if anybody's sitting here, how do we start to make change? Because I'm a man, I want to, do something like what Dr. Perry does. I want to start my own school and have a school to educate our young people. So how do we do something to start and affect change in our community?
Each one of us up here has started something. And the first step to start, I get emails all the time from people who say they want to start a school and do something like that. And what I say to them is do it. People ask me, how do you write a book? Sit down and write a book. It's that both that simple and that complicated. When you put it out there that you want to be a particular thing, you want to do a particular thing, people will start to hear that. And when you show and prove that you really are real about that this is what you're about, then people will make opportunities available to you. As long as you show up ready, really quickly. When we were starting Capital Prep, I learned a really valuable lesson. I set out to start an all-black school, all-black, all-male school. That was my plan. I mean, we would be black from front to back. I'm talking about dashikis, fists in the air. We would be black from front to back. I had a meeting in my house. Swear to God, we looked good. We were just sitting there, all black people sitting around this table, about to open a school, right? And what I did was, I put together this group and we were going to do it, and everybody sat down, everybody had these ideas, and a whole bunch of ideas, and all these ideas went around, and then all of a sudden we meet at the end, and everybody felt real good. For the second meeting, it was just me. Nobody showed up. This is what this is a valuable lesson that I learned. There's no color for commitment. You got to hear me when I say this. All black people are not your friends, and all white people are not your enemies. I got me some Vagansky, some Wojnards, some paralysis, and then I threw a Williams and an Ali in there just to keep it funky. And we created one of America's best high schools because we look for commitment, not color.
Next question from the center, and another question from this side, and then we'll have to wrap it up as far as the questions are concerned. So, I'm sorry about that.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kianta. I'm a second year political science student with a minor in pre-law, and I have two questions today. I was in class. I was in my African American experience class yesterday. We read over William David's appeal, and in one sentence he said, if something along the lines of, if we do not negate what Mr. Jefferson is saying about us, that what he says stands as true. And what stands as true now is the stereotype that we have for African American people. How do we break the stereotype and get away from what people believe we are, and start focusing on what we are, and start focusing on who we are, on that level. And then also tying on to the what we are and who we are. How do we go off of? How do we break away from being what others want us to be and become who we are